Trent Alexander-Arnold. The right-back who rewrote the rulebook as the sun sets on Trent Alexander-Arnold's extraordinary Liverpool career, one truth stands tall amid all the noise. We have just witnessed the redefinition of a footballing position. For years, debates have raged over Trent's defensive credentials, his ideal position, and how best to deploy him. But when the dust settles and emotions give way to objectivity, only one thing will be remembered. The right-back from West Derby didn't just play the role, he reinvented it. A singular talent in a generation of full-back evolution. Since his Premier League debut in December 2016, Alexander-Arnold has been at the vanguard of a tactical revolution in football. Where once the full-back was a relatively straightforward defensive position, often overshadowed by centre-backs or attacking wingers, Alexander-Arnold gave the role new life and unprecedented complexity. He wasn't just overlapping and crossing. Like traditional fullbacks, he was orchestrating attacks, controlling tempo, and creating chances at a level rivaling the world's best midfielders. In short, he evolved the job into a hybrid form that demanded both brains and bravery. Trent was never an imitation of someone else. He was the original of something new. The statistics that prove his greatness, numbers don't lie, and in Alexander-Arnold's case, they scream influence. He holds the record for most assists by a defender in Premier League history, 64, surpassing even his longtime teammate Andy Robertson. He is also second only to Leighton Baines in total goal involvements among defenders, 82. These aren't just good numbers for a right-back, they're elite numbers by any standard. Most Premier League yet assists by a defender, Trent Alexander-Arnold, 64, Andy Robertson, 59, Leighton, Baines, 53, Graham, Lasso, 44 most Premier League. Goal involvements by a defender, Leighton Baines, 85, Trent Alexander-Arnold, 82, Andy Robertson, 70, but his impact runs deeper. Since his top-flight debut, only Kevin De Bruyne, Mohamed Salah, Son Heung-min, and Bruno Fernandes have created more chances. He leads all defenders in chances created, 514, passes into the box, 2602, and successful crosses, 481. He wasn't a supporting actor in Liverpool's attacking ensemble, he was often the conductor. A chameleon on the pitch, Alexander-Arnold's tactical adaptability has been nothing short of astonishing. Under Jurgen Klopp, he began as a traditional fullback, known for his whip-smart overlaps and pinpoint deliveries, but he soon began to evolve, hovering deeper in midfield areas, slipping infield like an old-school number 10, and operating with the vision of a regista. In Klopp's later Liverpool 2.0 setup, he became an inverted fullback in a 3-2-5 build-up structure, stepping into midfield and quarterbacking play with a composure that defied his years. Under Arne Slot, the versatility continued. Within the same match, Alexander-Arnold has played as a right-back, a deep-lying playmaker, a roaming number 8, and at times even as a number 6, orchestrating from deep. That range of roles speaks not only to his technical gifts, but also to his supreme football intelligence. Debunking the defensive myth, critics have long pounced on any perceived defensive error, labeling Trent as a luxury player or even a defensive liability. Yet the data exposes this as a myth built on selective memory and confirmation bias. Alexander-Arnold's defensive stats. Since debut, clean sheets 72, 5th among defenders. Tackles 419, 5th. Possessions 1,569. Second, interceptions 307, 6th. He also boasts one of the best records for minutes per goal conceded, 92, ranking 11th overall. If he were such a glaring defensive issue, it's difficult to explain how he was a key part of the Liverpool defenses that conceded only 22, 26, and 33 goals in 3 of their best Premier League seasons. The reality? He was never a poor defender. He was a different type of defender. As Cafu once said, they said the same about me. Moments that made him immortal for all the data, Trent's legacy will also be shaped by the memories that endure. That no-look corner against Barcelona in 2019 that shocked the world and led to one of the greatest comebacks in Champions League history. The whipped balls to the far post that seemed to bend the laws of physics. The calm, almost casual precision of his diagonals, like Beckham with an extra gear. Trent didn't just assist, he authored highlights. A trailblazer celebrated by the greats. A steam in which Alexander-Arnold is held by the game's elite says more than any stat ever could. David Beckham, often compared to Trent for their shared passing artistry, called him unbelievable and a player with incredible vision. Gary Neville, a legend of the position, said Trent's passing range is unmatched globally. Dani Alves hailed him as a world-class player, and Cafu called him one of the best right-backs in the world. When players who defined the role for decades tip their hat to a successor, you listen. What comes next? As Alexander-Arnold prepares to leave Liverpool in the summer of 2025, the football world waits with bated breath to see where his journey continues. Whether he moves to mainland Europe to test himself in another elite league or stays in the Premier League, his presence will continue to bend tactical expectations and reshape the game. Whoever inherits the Liverpool right-back role, whether it's Connor Bradley or someone else, will not be asked to replicate Trent. They'll be tasked with playing their own version of the role because Alexander-Arnold's boots are too unique to fill. A legacy forged in innovation, Alexander-Arnold redefined the expectations of a right-back. He fused Beckham's crossing, Pirlo's vision, and Cafu's drive into a role that didn't exist before him. He was never just a defender or just a playmaker, he was both, and more. The debates about his position, his defending, or his best role will fade. What remains is the image of a local lad who didn't just play football, he rewrote part of its language. He leaves not just as Liverpool's best right-back of the modern era, but as the most transformative right-back in Premier League history.